Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Today, we are getting a message for you from the universe that you need to hear right now. And I have been wanting to do this reading for a while, but today I just got all of the green lights to do this reading. I stayed over at a friend's, walked home, already was feeling very connected, and then I lost my voice as well a little bit yesterday evening because it was my friend's birthday and I really appreciate her, and I chose to tell her very loudly. So my voice is a little strained, but hopefully we'll make it through the reading okay. But returning to why I wanted to do this reading, and I want to share this story with you especially because I was feeling a little bit down the past week, but I tried to kind of just work through it and work with it. And today, while walking, something just clicked in my head that I am so grateful to exist and to be here and to be feeling all of these emotions that I feel and to be having all of these experiences that I am having and to know all the people that I know. And I got caught in the rain eventually, and I didn't have a jacket with me, but it didn't really matter because I was listening to ABBA and I danced to myself on my way home, and it was really nice. It was very liberating. I feel very free. I feel very empowered today, and I want to share that feeling with you. And to top it all off, I got home and there is a ladybug on my window, and ladybugs are a sign for me that, things are clicking into place, that things are okay. And yeah, so I just wanted to use this energy and hopefully make this energy bigger by sharing it with you as well. So yes, this brings us to today's reading, and we have three piles 1, 2, 3. Feel free to take as long as you need to decide which one calls to you the most. You can also choose more than one. That is also absolutely okay. And the giveaway is still going on as well, of course, and you can find all the information on that in the description box below, as well as all the information about personal readings, about booking a personal reading with me. And on this note, I will leave you to focus on which deck calls to you the most, and I will see you soon. Hello, my beautiful pile ones, and welcome to your reading. I already got you some oracle cards, so we can start off your reading, and then we will clarify with some tarot, and we'll also get some advice at the end. So let's see, to start off your reading, we have a 10th house, the world. Capricorn energy could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. We have number 32, strength. We have number 4, law of movement. We have the tarantula. We have intuition. We have peace. I'm hearing a lot, and I want to start with this message that is really sticking out to me. You need to recognize the beauty in yourself, just as you recognize the beauty in others, and the beauty of the things in your life as well, because it almost feels like you have this ability to see the good, to see gratitude in everything that you're surrounded by and everyone that you're surrounded by, every experience that you've had. But it almost feels like there's a little bit of a blockage when it comes to giving yourself that very same energy, even though you are absolutely deserving of that same energy. You are beautiful inside and out, and that's what makes everything around you beautiful as well. The way you perceive them, the way you perceive everything, your mindset, your own perception, your own energy is what makes those things beautiful. Because two people can look at the same thing and see completely different things, feel completely different things. And I think it's important for you to recognize that you carry so much beauty, so much softness, so much kindness, and so much wisdom as well. You are very wise. And it's almost like maybe you feel a shift in the air, of energies of a cycle coming to an end, of things finally happening or things finally manifesting. Maybe you've been getting like small, subtle manifestations, like you think of someone, they immediately text you, or you think of something and you immediately see it, but it almost feels like the things that manifest are not of that much importance to you. It feels like maybe there is something big that you're wanting to call into your life, maybe a specific connection, a specific person, a specific opportunity, maybe a business opportunity, something creative, because you have a lot of creative energy, whether you recognize this about yourself or not. But I will get into that in a little bit because I want to talk about this manifestation a little bit more. I think the universe is sending you signs that things are shifting, that things are falling into place. But it almost feels like maybe because there is this energy of being a little bit judgy with yourself, a little bit harsh. Maybe you're not seeing that what you're manifesting is coming. It is appearing slowly, bit by bit. And it feels like there's a need to trust in your intuition more. You might be a little bit discouraged or feeling like maybe your intuition is off, but I don't think that's the case at all. I really don't think so. It's almost like a last final stretch to what it is that you want, and I don't think you have to do anything extra besides just giving yourself compassion and kindness and generosity the same way that you do with others. Maybe hang out with yourself a little bit more, the same way you'd hang out with someone else. Because I think it's often easy to forget to hang out with ourselves when we could hang out with someone else, or when we're alone, maybe we tend to choose to be productive, or we choose to, I don't know, study or do work, or just watch Netflix and do nothing else. And like, it's easy to stop interacting with ourselves, or to forget about the relationship we have with ourselves, which I think is the most important relationship we can have. It really sets the tone in a lot of other things in our life. And it almost feels like there's a need to make peace with yourself as well. You've come so far. And you are a beautiful being. You have to see that about yourself. You really do. And you should be proud of where you are as well. I feel like you've been working so hard. And maybe you see the beauty in the things that you create as well. But that same beauty is in you as well. You're connected to everything. And it almost feels like it's very important to remind yourself of that relationship you have with everything else around you, especially if you've been feeling disconnected from your reality and from yourself. You are here now, and you are safe, and you are connected to everything around you. And maybe to remind yourself this, journaling helps, or maybe meditation helps, or maybe just sitting in nature, maybe dancing in the rain, maybe hanging out with others, maybe going to a party, maybe just being outside at night watching people just go about their lives. Whatever it might be for you, it could also be through art, through painting or sculpting, or just writing something down, poetry. Maybe it's bird watching. But whatever this activity might be for you, or whatever combination of activities, I think there's a need to remind yourself that you are connected and you are in tune with the universe. You are not forgotten and you are not ignored. Because it almost feels like maybe sometimes you forget about yourself and sometimes you ignore yourself, and maybe that projects onto a general feeling of being disconnected from everything else, but you are so connected and you are so loved. That is coming through very strongly. You are very appreciated. You are so valuable, my beautiful pile ones. I hope you recognize that about yourself. And there's nothing weird about, feeling special and feeling good about yourself. I've met people who were like, yeah, it's weird to think you're special. Everyone's just, the same. But I don't think that has to be true. I think you get to feel special. Because essentially there is only one of you. And I think that makes everyone special enough. Let's get into your tarot. I'm hearing your manifestations are coming, your manifestations are coming, your manifestations are coming. So let's see. We have death coming out. And that's telling me you are transforming. Things are shifting. A cycle is coming to an end so that a new cycle can begin. For some of you, you could be moving somewhere different or changing jobs. You could be in a little bit of a limbo stage right now, where maybe things don't feel quite right. But look, we have the Tower coming out. All of that stagnation or confusion, all of that is about to change. It all is about to make sense. Oh, this came out reversed, but it just flew onto my lap upright. Bottom deck energy being the Seven of Swords, we have the Two of Cups as well. So I think some of you are manifesting a connection, or a best friend, I'm hearing, or both. A romantic connection and a best friend, all in one package. But I feel called to remind you that nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. You can't mess it up. You can't do the wrong thing. And I also feel called to remind you that it's okay to be anxious sometimes. It's okay to feel negative emotions. It doesn't mean your manifestation is not coming just because you were anxious about it. I know that a lot of, people always talk about embody this energy, like, and then your manifestation will come. There are exceptions in the sense that there can be ups and downs in your energy. You can't always feel incredible. I mean, if you can, that is amazing. But we're human. We feel a lot of things. We get frustrated over small things sometimes, or tiny things make us incredibly happy, so happy that we start crying. We are emotional. We have emotions, and that is okay. You can have ups and downs. That doesn't mean just because you were anxious for like 5 days out of 30 days of feeling, all kinds of different emotions, it doesn't mean that you will be punished for feeling that way. It doesn't mean that your manifestation will get taken away. And I think that's almost not talked about enough. You have very powerful energy. And I think you've reached some kind of equilibrium where manifestation comes to you easily, but maybe you don't recognize this about yourself yet. Maybe because you judge yourself a little bit for the emotions that you feel, especially about past situations, or maybe a person who disappointed you. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. You're not going to lose what you want. You're not going to lose your manifestations just because you have normal human feelings. We have the Two of Cups coming out again. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. You have a very powerful mind. And I think you know how to use it as well, but it's almost this need to change your perception of your current situation. It's almost this, like there's this fog around you, and you can sense it because you're very intuitive. You can sense that the things around you are changing, but the fog makes it impossible to actually see the change. So I think there is a need to maybe ground yourself a little bit more, or to really connect with your intuition and to sift through some mental chatter, maybe some anxiety or fear-based thoughts coming from the ego. I'm hearing all is well. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Ground yourself for all the changes that are coming your way. These are changes that you wanted. This is a new chapter that you wrote out for yourself. We have the King of Wands in reverse. I can't shake off the feeling that maybe you're a little bit too hard on yourself. And I understand that. It's always a little bit more difficult to be kind to ourselves for some reason. But you deserve kindness, and you deserve your own love. Can we clarify the Two of Cups, please, universe? Okay, I just saw the Nine of Swords in reverse. And I heard stop spiraling. And of course, this is a lot easier said than done, right? But I think you absolutely have the power to sift through this mental chatter, these anxious or fearful thoughts that may just, make you worry and drain you in the moment, but essentially they're not going to change the outcome of anything anyway. Worrying, as useful as it may seem for some reason to us, it's actually, we just make ourselves feel bad. And of course, me saying don't worry is not going to make you not worry. It takes a lot more effort than that. But it almost feels like you just need to wake up, just snap out of it. Because I think maybe on some level you recognize that too, that the anxiety or the worry you're feeling is not going to change the outcome of anything, in the sense that it's not going to bring you bad things and bad results, but it's also not going to bring you much better results just because you are anxious about something. You're just essentially putting yourself through turmoil, and maybe it helps to keep yourself a little bit busier, especially if you're in a limbo stage where things are transitioning. So you may not have too much going on right now. So maybe it's a good time to even pick up a new hobby, or travel somewhere, or meet some new people, or to explore where you already are. Maybe go out in nature. Can we clarify the Two of Cups, please, universe? I'm hearing be excited. Be excited for yourself. All right. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Really? You went back in just to come out like 5 minutes later. All right, so I stand by what I just talked about anxiety and fearful thoughts, maybe causing you to spiral a bit, but all is well, my beautiful pile ones, all is well. Okay, let's just give this another shuffle. We have the High Priestess. Connect to your intuition. You are so, so, so intuitive. You could have been working really hard on developing your intuition more as well. And I think you notice the signs. It's almost like you sometimes just ignore them on purpose because maybe there's an underlying thought that you don't deserve the things that you want, which is absolutely not true at all. It's just not. So we have the moon in reverse and we have the devil coming out as well. It almost feels like sometimes you are a prisoner of your own mind. So it's really time to connect with yourself and to ground yourself, to feel comfortable in your own energy. You have beautiful energy. I think everyone else can see that. And it essentially comes down to how you feel and what you see in yourself. That's the narrative that matters the most. That's the opinion that matters the most. So it's time to be compassionate and understanding to yourself as well. I think that's the best way to prepare for this new chapter that's coming. Allow yourself peace. Allow yourself to be confident. Allow yourself to be kind to yourself and be open to your own love. All right, let's get you some channeled messages. I have a new channeled messages deck, only it's not a deck, it's, I wrote these on really flimsy paper, but I'm hoping it's still gonna work. It's not the most easily shuffleable thing, but it has nice energy, so I'm not gonna replace these cards. I like them the way they are. Look, all is well. Shift your perspective and you will see. I'm gonna cry. This is making me really emotional. This is such a beautiful message. Connect to your roots, 4th house. Remember how connected you are to everything. All right. We have keep moving forward. There is so much more to see. You are not stuck where you are, and you are not stuck in this cycle. You will make the right decisions. It's okay to ask for help. You are not alone. You are a powerful creator. Yes, absolutely. There is no need to rush. Nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. Let's get you one more. Can we get one more message for my beautiful pile ones, please, universe? There we go. You can't forget who you are. All right. Let's also get some of these little messages. I haven't used them in a while, so I'm excited to see what they have to say. All right. We have stay still. For me, this is an energy of, because we also have keep moving forward, but for me, this is more so an energy of grounding yourself rather than like, you know, not moving and waiting or something. It's okay to ask others for help. This is a repeating message. So maybe you feel like you have to do everything on your own. Maybe there is some trauma from childhood or from a younger age that makes you feel that way, like you should do everything alone, like you should be independent all the time. But humans are social animals. We do things together. We can do things together. We don't need to do everything alone. And you are so connected. You don't have to be alone. You are manifesting money and success. And we also have, you are on the right path. You absolutely are. So let's get you some affirmators as soon as I find where I put that deck. Okay. Here she is. Letting go. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around, and also grudges aren't a great look. Playfulness. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins puts sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. Maybe you haven't been allowing yourself to have fun, because I get this energy of working really hard and you being very productive, but maybe not even taking enough time to relax or giving yourself enough credit for it. But there's a lot of magic in life and in existing. And you can see it if you're open to it, if you're open to experiencing it. We have patience. Congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is the sort of option now afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. And bottom deck energy is, I am strong, I am grounded, I am powerful. I'm like a cross between a dinosaur and a tank, but not a tank that is used for war. I'm like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strong it doesn't need to do anything but be. In terms of signs, I don't remember if I mentioned the signs at all. We have Aquarius, Scorpio, we have Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn. Oh, what is this? Nope. What is this? Okay, that is what we have. Okay. And I also finished off your reading with this deck that just arrived. I've been wanting this for a long time, but I never got it for some reason, so I finally did. Okay, we have a change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And we had movement as your as one of your cards at the beginning as well, the law of movement. So maybe there is a need to take some kind of risk to kind of kickstart this new cycle. Or maybe this new cycle comes in after a big change in your life, like a career change or traveling or changing your relationship with yourself. And we also have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And bottom deck energy, I'll also take this, courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And on this note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile ones. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos, and welcome to your reading. I already got you some oracle cards to start off your reading with, and then we will get some tarot, some more oracle cards, and then some channeled messages from the universe. So let's see what we have. We have Pluto transformation number 11. Scorpio energy could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. We have number 66, physical body. We have number 55. All of these are repeating numbers, I just noticed. We have suspicion. We have the oyster animal spirit. We have cleanse. And we have intuition. I feel like this is a time of healing for you, but it almost feels like you're not allowing yourself enough time and space and opportunity to heal and to process all of your emotions. There's this energy of closing up with the oyster spirit coming through, closing yourself off to the rest of the world, to not just one person and one experience, but it feels like closing yourself off to everything around you. I feel like there could be one significant situation that triggered this kind of response that may have happened in the recent past. Doesn't even need to be recent, but it feels very significant and it feels very impactful. This could have to do with a romantic connection or a situation that was very closely connected with the heart space, because I'm almost feeling this pain, this heaviness where my heart is. And it feels like there is this energy of not allowing your feelings to be fully felt. And maybe there is some shame or fear or guilt around feeling this way. There's almost a sense of feeling like you shouldn't be feeling the way you do, but you also can't help it. And it feels like maybe this comes from a lot of rumination and a lot of reliving the past, which is perfectly understandable, because I can tell that whatever experience this was, or if this was more than one experience, whatever these experiences were, I can tell that they were very impactful and very heavy. It feels like these experiences took a lot from you and from your energy. Maybe you were betrayed or disappointed by a situation that you placed a lot of your trust in, that you felt was right and safe, and it almost feels like suddenly there was a storm, this raging storm, and it feels like that's what made you close up, because you wanted to protect yourself from the storm. But right now, it feels like the storm itself is past. The experiences, it's no longer happening. It is in the past. And the past cannot touch you anymore. But of course, it takes a lot of time to process and to understand the past. I mean, it can also take a short amount of time, but it can take as long as you need, essentially. And that's what matters, is that you give yourself enough space and time to understand why you might be feeling the way that you do, or why you might feel like it's not okay to feel your emotions. Because it is okay. You are free to feel anything that you need to feel, even if these are negative emotions. You can't be compassionate and zen and just ever forgiving to everything and everyone 100% of the time. You are human. And it's okay to be upset, to be mad. It's okay. And there's no need at all to judge yourself for whatever emotions may be coming through. And going back to that storm imagery, because I can't kind of shake that image off. It's not leaving my head, and it almost feels like maybe you have a lot of reoccurring or a lot of intrusive thoughts that may be keeping your energy blocked and kind of anchoring you down as well. You can't get rid of emotions by shutting yourself off and not expressing these emotions. You can't get rid of them by ignoring them. They won't go away. They'll keep resurfacing until you acknowledge them, and then they will pass. And then they will make space for better, lighter feelings. You're not going to feel this way forever. You're not going to feel the storm forever. And it almost feels like internally you are mimicking the storm that was outside. Whatever that experience may have been specifically, it will be different for every single one of you. But it almost feels like a betrayal or a very big disappointment or something that went on for a long time and just was very straining and very tiring on your energy, very taxing. And again, any reaction you have to this experience is natural. Any feeling, any thought that comes up, they are all natural. But it's also important to not keep yourself caged in a situation where you are reliving a past that is no longer happening, that is no longer able to actively impact you, in the sense that you are not going to be back in that situation. But of course, there can be feelings that remain, that still come up to be dealt with. But the past is in the past. It has happened, it is gone, and you will not be put in that situation again. You are safe. But it feels like, for some of you, maybe you don't feel safe enough where you are in your body. It feels like there could be a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear-based thoughts that could be in your energy, could be keeping you a little bit stuck, a little bit afraid of opening up again. And this is a natural response as well to, of course, you want to protect yourself. But don't shut yourself in and then relive this negative energy from the past. Because there is a difference between feeling your emotions and allowing them to pass through you, acknowledging them, versus just thinking about the emotions that you feel, if that makes sense. And I really feel like there is a need to feel here, feel more. For some of you, you could be in a place where you would rather numb yourself, maybe by, distracting yourself or with any substance or any habit that helps. There's this energy of avoiding feeling your emotions. And especially if these emotions are of a negative nature, it's perfectly understandable to want to avoid them. We don't want to feel bad. It's a natural response. But there's also a lot of freedom in feeling everything that you need to feel. It's empowering when you accept these emotions as they are. It helps you learn more about yourself. It can help you heal. It can help you grow. It can help you take lessons. It can help you decide what situations you don't want in your life anymore and what situations you want more of. And of course, this is a lot easier said than done. And sometimes we don't even notice what emotions are coming through, what emotions are kind of trying to surface, especially if we are used to ignoring them or trying to be as logical as possible, trying to be as detached as possible. Sometimes we just need to feel. And sometimes that is the only way through experiencing it. But I understand that you might be scared and hesitant in opening up again or allowing new energies in. But just because this negative experience has found you once or maybe twice, it doesn't mean that it will keep finding you again and again. Let's get into your tarot and let's see what else wants to come through. I think there's a need to express your emotions more. So maybe it could help to maybe paint or maybe journal or maybe talk to someone about how you're feeling. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Emperor in reverse. All right, we're gonna take all of those. We have the Page of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Empress in reverse. There is a need for balance in your energy. It feels quite ungrounded and a little bit chaotic. It almost feels like there's this energy of ignored emotions consuming you a little bit, maybe draining your energy, maybe keeping your mind busy all the time, maybe creating a lot of anxiety and fear, but you don't have to stay in this energy. You can work through it, you can work with it, and you can make it through it. You're not going to stay in this energy forever. The past is not forever. The past is the past. And you don't have to punish yourself for the experiences that you've been through. You don't have to punish yourself for how someone else may have treated you. Their behaviors don't dictate the kind of treatment you deserve. No one else determines who you are. Only you do. And I think there is a need to give yourself more compassion. And to accept yourself. With all the ups and downs, all the emotions, negative or positive. We have the 10 of Wands. I got this energy a little bit in pile 1 as well, but it feels like you're being quite harsh with yourself, and maybe you've learned to be that way from other people for some of you. Maybe from parents, maybe from friends, maybe from intimate connections. But that's not true. You don't deserve harshness. You deserve softness and understanding and compassion and kindness. I think that's what you give to everyone else freely. But maybe when it comes to yourself, it's a lot more difficult to pour that same energy, to show up in that same energy for yourself. But your relationship with yourself is very important. It really matters. And how someone else may have treated you, or what someone else may have thought, or what they may have said, does not determine who you are or what you deserve. That is just their opinion. And what matters the most is yours. What matters the most is your opinion. We have the Hierophant in reverse. It almost feels like your heart space maybe has been walled off. And it's almost time to willingly go and explore all of those energies. I think it will bring you relief in the end, and comfort and peace. Even though embarking on that journey might feel very uncomfortable in the moment. And it will be. It's not easy. Healing is complicated. It's never just one straight line, and it's never just you meditate once and then you are perfectly fine and healed. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes patience. And you deserve all of those things. You deserve patience, and you deserve to have enough space to grow and heal, and to feel whatever it is that you want to feel, that you need to feel. We have the 2 of Wands in reverse. It feels like you're still pouring energy into the past, or still living in the energy of the past, but you are in the present. You are not in the past anymore, and it's time to dream about the future, to have hopes for the future again. You're not going to be in this energy forever. Change is the only constant after all. We have the Moon coming up as well, and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the 10 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. You have so much potential. And I think there is so much happiness that wants to surround you. A lot of happy, beautiful, comforting experiences and energies. But you have to be open to change. Sometimes, even if where we are isn't comfortable, it can become our comfort zone. just because it's familiar, just because we already know, just because we already recognize it. But that doesn't mean it's a good place to be. So it feels like there is a need to break out of this comfort zone where you might be feeling ungrounded or like you are constantly reliving the same storm. And of course, as I said that, I'm hearing Here Comes the Sun. I'll link it down below if you want to listen to it. Let's get you some messages. That is way too many. Can we get some messages one by one for my beautiful pile twos, please, universe? What messages? Oh, something flipped. Let's see. Are you holding on to beliefs that limit you? There is no need for concern now. All is well. Divine timing is at play right now. It will all make sense soon when the time is right. There is something you need to set yourself free from. And I lost a card, so I'm just going to quickly go down and find it. There is no need to try to control this situation. I think this refers to the past and maybe the impression you feel you may have left on someone else. You can't control other people's thoughts and their feelings, at least not in a healthy way. And you don't have to, because again, what matters the most is how you feel about yourself. And I know it's easy to get hung up on what other people think of us. Because of course, it's natural to want to be liked and accepted. There's nothing shameful or weird about that at all. But I think this is more so about prioritizing and placing more significance on your own opinions about yourself. And healing your relationship with yourself also feels like an important theme right now, and maybe in the collective as well. It really feels like a time of connecting with ourselves, enjoying who we are, figuring out who we want to be. Ooh, my beautiful pile twos, my phone stopped recording because it ran out of storage. And I was checking because I had a feeling it may have stopped recording right as I was getting into these Affirmators, and I realized we're missing like this whole part with the messages. So I figured I will just leave them like this so you can pause and go through them if you want to. Because I do not remember what I was saying anymore or what I was feeling as they came out, so I didn't want to try to kind of just do that again. Because these messages feel right. So I will keep them as they are, and feel free to pause and read if you want to. But now I'll get you some Affirmators. Divine timing. Everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and as they will. I trust that the divine schedule makers know what they're doing. It can take a long time to reach divine middle management. The "you are loved" message is really sticking out to me, and I remember what I said about it, so I will say it again. I know it can be hard to accept love, especially if past experiences have made us believe that we don't deserve it, but that's not true. You deserve love and you are loved. So I hope you're able to accept that love into your life, and I hope you're able to feel it too. We have peacefulness. I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it, and I can get my security deposit back. We also have trust. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. I also want to get some of these cards to finish off your reading. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And connect to your intuition was a message that came out twice, I believe, in the channeled messages. What other message wants to come through for my beautiful pile twos, please? What other message wants to come through? All right, there we go. Blame. I accept my responsibility for my well-being. And we have happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. I think it's important to allow experiences that could potentially make you feel good into your life, but it's also a lot easier said than done, especially when maybe experiences that you thought were making you happy in the past ended up not being that way, or ended up taking more than they were giving. But it's important to understand, I think, that not every situation will be the same way, and I think it's important to follow your feelings in the moment. In the sense that, for example, reliving the past may not be making you happy. So that could be a sign that maybe there is a need to change your perspective, or to move to another path, to move in another direction now. That's the message I take from this card. But I would not take that as saying, like, you can't have ups and downs in your emotions, or that you can't feel anxious if you're on the right path. Because obviously you can, because it's normal to have ups and downs. Every day we can feel like 50 emotions, and that's fine. There are a lot of things happening around us and within us So it's okay to react to them however we need to. And on this note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile twos. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes, and welcome. We're starting with these cards first, and then we have some tarot, some channeled messages, as well as some advice. So let's see. We have number 19, Libra, I balance. We have number 16, Law of Polarity. We have number 59, Identity. We have, let's start with this. We have the Camel, Animal Spirit. We have Surrender, and we have Love. There seem to be some similar energies in all of the piles, and maybe this is pointing to some collective energies that we're all going through, some collective situations. But I want to start in this pile by saying that and reminding you that you are a multidimensional being. I think you're very wise. I think spiritually you have experienced a lot of growth. I think you are very emotionally mature. I think you understand yourself really well, and I think you understand others really well as well. I think you have a lot of empathy for the people around you. I'm just gonna fix this camera real quick. Okay. I think you have a lot of empathy for the people around you, and I think you learn a lot and very easily from the experiences that you've been through, in the sense that I think it's easy for you, or relatively easier for you than it might be for others, to identify a lesson or something to take from any experience. I think you're able to embrace gratitude and acceptance for a lot of things that happened in your life. And the downside of being in this energy can sometimes be that we feel responsible to always be compassionate towards everyone and everything, even if a part of us feels hurt, even if a part of us feels angry, even if a part of us is just upset. And it's important to remember that that is okay. Just because you got mad at someone does not mean that suddenly you are a bad person. It does not mean that you don't have compassion. It does not mean that you are not loving. Your emotions don't define who you are. How you interact with them and how you deal with them can. But just because you're mad at someone doesn't mean you're suddenly a bad person. Just because someone may have said like something negative about you, it does not mean that, one, it doesn't mean that it's true, and two, that also doesn't define you. Other people's stories of you, other people's narratives of you don't dictate who you actually are. Your own experience of yourself determines that, and how you choose to deal with situations. But your feelings or your thoughts or your reactions, your immediate emotional reactions to situations, these are not the things that essentially tell you who you are. Of course, you can develop a lens of compassion to see situations through, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be instant. It doesn't mean that someone does you wrong, you instantly have to be okay with it, and you instantly have to get over it, and you instantly have to accept it. You don't have to do that. Of course, it's a beautiful skill, a beautiful way of looking at things if you are able to have gratitude for the experiences that you have, good or bad. But it doesn't mean that you always need to be instantly doing this. It doesn't mean you have to have no reaction to anything that happens. You can react. And that, again, does not determine whether you're good or bad. It's not that black or white. And for some of you, it almost feels like there's a very black or white way of looking at things, especially when it comes to judging yourself. Go easy on yourself. You deserve better than a voice in your head constantly judging you and making you feel bad about feeling very natural emotions. There's this energy of needing to liberate yourself from your own judgments almost. Because no matter how much wisdom you may have, how evolved you might be, you are still human. You are in this body. And it's okay to feel things. We have so much capability to feel so many different emotions. So we have to feel them. Because often we learn from them. We learn about ourselves, or we learn about a situation, or we learn about what we like, and we learn about what we don't want in our lives anymore. And this, I think I mentioned this in one of the other piles as well, or maybe even both of the other piles. So I think maybe right now is a significant time for the collective to be making peace with ourselves, to give ourselves compassion and acceptance and love, a lot of love. You deserve love, my beautiful pile threes. No matter what kind of emotions you might feel. The people who get you, the people who understand you, also know that it is normal to feel things and to have very human reactions to everything. But I think sometimes we forget, because we get used to kind of just always being the person who has a lot of compassion, always the person who understands, always the person who can see the big picture. But you're not obligated to embrace this energy for every single situation, especially you're not obligated to be in this energy immediately. You can take time to grieve or process or heal. But again, it's important, it's beautiful to be able to put things into a perspective of love and compassion in the end. But that doesn't mean you don't go through other emotions. Let's get you some tarot, because I think this maybe isn't the only message that needs to come through for you. So let's dig a little bit deeper. I think you need to speak up more. I think you need to express yourself more and more honestly, more openly. It's okay to set boundaries with others, with situations. If they make you feel bad, you're not obliged to eternally give to everyone else, especially if you don't have space to give, or if you don't have energy to give. You don't need to constantly be there for other people. We have the Five of Cups, we have the Chariot, we have the Tower in reverse. Scorpio, Aquarius, or Cancer energies could be significant, but they don't have to be. For some of you, I'm getting a fear of abandonment. Like, people might abandon you if you are not eternally accepting and kind and compassionate 100% of the time, but that's not true. But maybe that is a thought that, or a belief that you picked up when you were young, for some of you, or maybe in a past relationship. We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ten of Wands, the Four of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. The people who match your energy, the people who get your energy, will not abandon you for being who you are. And if you can't be who you are around the people that are around you, then maybe that's a sign that there's something that's off balance. Maybe that there's something that's not working. Because if you always are gonna have to hide what you're actually feeling to make others happy, is it worth the energy that you are extending? Is it worth just carrying that negative feeling with you just because you won't allow yourself to feel it, or you don't want anyone else to see it? I think it's important for me to remind you that you are safe. And the people that get you, they will get this too. They're not gonna leave, or they're not gonna leave you halfway just because you expressed that you were upset. You're allowed to be upset with people, because people will mess up. We all will. That's just how it is. No one is perfect. You're not perfect either, and you don't have to be, and that is a liberating thought, to feel and to accept that you don't have to be perfect. And no one in their right mind will expect you to be. The people that love you, that care for you, expect you to be yourself. And that's it. That's really all it is. And I think you should expect the same from yourself. And allow yourself to just feel whatever it is that you want to feel, to do whatever it is that you want to do. It almost feels like there's a need to set yourself free from maybe certain boundaries you've placed with yourself, certain rules that you may have developed for yourself. Like, I don't do things like that, or I won't try that, or I won't try this kind of situation, or I won't take that kind of risk. Or I don't get mad, or I always forgive people. There will always be exceptions, and that's okay. Exceptions are not bad. Often they're interesting. A little curveball here and there, that's okay. I just feel like the main message here is to not be so hard on yourself. And I know it's a lot easier said than done. Especially if there have been experiences that made you harden towards yourself. But you deserve softness and kindness and gentle energy, the same way you extend it to others and the same way you think others deserve it. You do too. Let's get you some channeled messages. I feel like all the piles are connected in some way. So if you felt drawn to any of the other piles, you might want to watch those as well. Ooh, I dropped a lot of the cards. Okay, let me just get them. All right. Look at what came out. This was the only one that was like this. And I saw the other two, but we have, you don't have to be so hard on yourself. All is well. You are much stronger than you know. Someone might change their mind in the future. Nothing is set in stone. That's a little bit cryptic of me to put that message in there. I don't remember writing that down at all. But I think it's a good reminder that nothing is set in stone as well. if someone has judged you for like being mad or upset about something, I think they may come to see the big picture as well. Sometimes we teach other people how to treat ourselves. And if we're being very hard on our own self, sometimes other people learn that they can be too. And maybe for some of you, this is relevant in that sense, but of course, every message is up to your interpretation as well, because every situation that you are experiencing will be different. We have, you can't forget who you are. Please don't take this as a message or like confirmation that if you're mad at someone or if you express negative emotions to someone, they will change their mind about you. That is not what this message means. So please, if that is something, if that is a conclusion that you came to from this message, please throw that away. It is not true. That's not what's happening. That's not what the message is saying. We have, there is too much noise, connect to your intuition. We also have, do not let your fears deter you. Don't let negativity consume you. And we have, everything will fall into place when the time is right. I feel like you could be in a healing cycle again for most of you. I don't know why I said again. For some of you, maybe you're separated from someone that you have been separated from before. Or maybe you're going through an experience that you almost went through before. Just with the Wheel of Fortune though, you're not stuck. I will say that. I feel like that's maybe significant for someone to know, that you're not stuck, that things are moving. But maybe not a lot of excitement has been in your life for a while, and maybe that's giving this feeling of being stuck, but you are not stuck. Bottom deck energies, you are beautiful inside and out. And we also have, do not give your power away, which I will also take. All right. We have the heart chakra. Maybe some changes or growth happening there. We have the universe has your back. And this could also relate to feeling your emotions. We have focus on your own journey. You don't have to heal anyone else but yourself. You're not responsible for it. You can be there for other people, absolutely, but you're not obligated to take the responsibility for anyone else's healing. We also have the solar plexus coming out. Let's get you some affirmators. I'm just going to check if the camera is still recording, because in pile 2 it suddenly stopped. But we're good. All right. Patience. Congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is the sort of option now afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. I think this came out in pile 1 as well. Ooh. We have love. Love is a many-splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get while singing along to Lay All Your Love on Me by ABBA? You can replace the song, but that's mine. That's my choice. We also have playfulness. I think this also came up for pile 1, but I'm not sure now. I'm a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins puts sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. And I want to get you some, well, actually, I want to take a sip of my coffee first. And now I want to get you some of these cards. Now my best shuffle. Let's try again. There we go. And one more. We have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. And we have freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And on this note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile 3s. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care and bye.